What's up, everybody? You're listening to the very first episode of Perseverance To Prevail. This is the introduction episode. I'm James, and I'm here with my lovely girlfriend,
Leanna.
Leanna. So this is going to be our introduction episode. We're going to go over and talk about things that we're going to be into, things that mean a lot to us, a lot of stories. Mm-hmm. And maybe in hopes we can help somebody, if just one person, get through something.
Right. So I would like to talk about how we came up with the name of the podcast.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we were discussing things that we wanted to talk about, talking about winning, overcoming, achieving, being victors over our past, over our demons.
Yeah.
And we threw some names out, but ultimately, we came up with Perseverance To Prevail. We loved the way that it sounded, but then we're like, well, what does that really mean? So I got the definition. Perseverance is the continued effort to do or achieve something despite difficulties, failure, or opposition, which is exactly what we want to talk about and what we want to encourage people with is no matter what you face, just because you are trying to become a victor or you're trying to overcome something doesn't mean you're not going to face difficulties.
Absolutely.
What changes is if you push through them to get to the other side, you persevere, you keep going no matter what failure comes your way, no matter what roadblock comes your way. And then prevail. Prevail means to prove more powerful than opposing forces and be victorious. And that is what we're all about.
Perseverance To Prevail. And yes, me being the music nut, I did borrow these names from a band and a song by a band. The name of the song is Perseverance from Hatebreed, and then I Prevail, the band.
Avi.
Yeah, which they're not like my top favorite bands, but they're two of my favorite bands, and I love the song Perseverance. It's great. If you've never heard it, I suggest you listen to it. If you like heavy music, I know not everybody's into the slam heavy stuff like me.
If you're not, you're wrong.
Nah. We all have our Elton John days. I know I do. And, I Prevail is an amazing band. And I got to thinking, with all the names that she was throwing out, so I was kind of like digging. I was like, Perseverance To Prevail. And then looking up the definitions, and it fit like a T. Mm-hmm. So here we are now.
Here we are.
With episode 1. So what's some things that we're going to go over in future episodes?
Yeah, so one of the things that we're going to be talking about is overcoming our demons. So that could look like past relationship hurt and baggage, which I think is relatable for literally probably everybody, unless you're one of those miracle kids who met your partner in middle school. And when does that happen? That's like unheard of. Childhood wounds, body dysmorphia is something that both of us struggle with, and I think a lot of people can relate to that as well.
Yeah,
and it's something that's really not talked about a lot. So I'm kind of excited to jump into that one.
Yeah.
Keeping motivation, depression, anxiety, mental health. I think we're also going to talk about just some health and fitness things in general. It's a big core value for James and I. Motivation, the importance of goals, the importance of values, and wasting hate, which will be a fun episode.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. That's something to me actually. Mm-hmm. But it's going to be fun. We're going to go over a lot of amazing topics, and hopefully we can help somebody get through something out there.
Yeah, because life is hard, and it can really throw some obstacles and curveballs at us. But I think the biggest hope that I have for our podcast is to empower people to find their strength, that they can get through whatever is thrown their way.
Right. Yeah, because one thing you got to keep in mind with winning comes failure, and at least with failure, you tried.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you you can't be victorious in anything without failure.
Yeah.
Because you won't ever appreciate the wins when you do get there.
Absolutely.
Because everybody that has everything handed to them appreciates nothing. So, you got to fail a little bit. So, every time you fail, you learn. As long as you learn from it, you never fail.
Just keep getting back up.
Yeah, that's what I learned in jiu-jitsu at Kamikaze MMA, if anybody's listening. You know, it's a lot of great things in physical fitness and journeys like that. Me personally, you know, taking mixed martial arts, I've learned, you know, with you've got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. It's something that stuck with me. It's a guy named Joe that trains there. He looks like a guy that couldn't do anything, just a guy you would like beat the shit out of. One of the best jiu-jitsu guys like I've ever rolled with. Oh, and and he said this to me years ago. I don't even know if he remembers like telling me this. And he's like, dude, you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And it changed my game completely. Like, you know, breathing, controlling my breathing, you know, like taking my time, working through it. You know, yeah, you know, it's getting tighter and you can't breathe, but don't freak out and panic because it's not going to do anything. Mm-hmm. So you just take a deep breath, start working through it. Guess what? Now you're out of the chokehold. Now you're in a better position. Next thing you know, you're in the best position and you're in control. So you got to be uncomfortable sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can apply that to life. Life will put you in very high pressured situations. And you got to sit there and just figure out what's going on, take a breather, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That way you can look at the whole situation, figure out the best option, work your way through it. Next thing you know, you're over it.
What is that thing you said the other day? There are no problems, just...
solutions that haven't been found.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's something that was bestowed on me a long time ago. So, it's with life, you got to try to have a positive perspective because life is so negative and it can bring you down so much. And me and my career, I work around nothing but 12 hours of straight negativity all day long. And if I sit there and drown in negativity myself, I'm not going to make it through this world.
You would drown.
You'd drown. Anybody would. So, if you can be, like, just put yourself in the best happy situation you can and just be happy with life and the moment, you might be able to make somebody's day a little bit better. And if you can do that, then I think that's the goal. Like, because that person may have been having a bad day and you changed it. Yeah. And then maybe by them not being in a bad mood, they spread happiness to someone else. And it's a domino effect.
And that's exactly my goal with the podcast. If we do this and we only help one person, it's worth it because it does. It creates a domino effect.
Exactly. You know, I'm not here to change the world, but
maybe change one person's world.
Well, I don't want to. I mean, if I can help one person out, it's the greatest accomplishment I think anybody can ever have.
Mm-hmm. We're all here to help each other.
We should all be here to help each other.
Yeah.
That's the problem with this day and age and social media. We're all focusing on negative things that really only exist because we make them exist. Mm-hmm. Like, the hate that goes on in this world is produced by these media companies that want to sell hate. Mm-hmm. And people buy it. if you don't watch them, you don't feed into their shit, there's no way you can be influenced by it. Yeah. Like, I don't watch any news.
I stopped watching the news during 2020, actually.
I think a lot of people did.
Yeah.
But I quit even before then. Like, I was just noticing, like, every day I, like, was watching the news, and, like, it was always hate and, you know, crime and murder and nothing but sad and miserableness.
Fear.
And me personally, it clicked, and I was like, I don't want to be a part of this.
This is doing nothing to help me.
Right. It doesn't. And I mean, and I'm not going to be influenced by somebody that, I'm not going to take advice from somebody that is selling something they don't even believe in.
Mm-hmm. And imagine, like, starting your day off, first thing in the morning, watching the news with all that negativity, all of that stress, and that's how you start your day. What kind of day are you setting up for yourself? Right. If that's the first thing you focus on. Exactly.
So I figured the best way to eliminate that is just to not acknowledge it. And it doesn't affect me. And I notice my TikTok algorithm is changing because I keep saying not interested on things that are hateful and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Because I don't want to see sad videos. I don't want to see men hating on women and women hating on men anymore. I'm over it. Mm-hmm. I just want to see people like Andy from Norse Fitness. He's a huge influence on my life. Really helped me out. The Norse Mentality podcast. It's amazing. You should listen to it. Joey Swole on TikTok, making the gym life a lot better for a lot of people. And if he calls you out, then you've done something wrong. Yeah. Now, Joey Swole does have a past, I ain't gonna say life, but like he was known in the past to not do good things. But the thing is that people like to dig up that and focus on that. Yes, he may have been a shithead in the past, but he is trying to do something now.
Right.
And he's trying to be a good person now. And he's not that person. Why can't we be happy that he's not that person anymore?
Yeah. Celebrate his win.
Right. Well, who is he to give advice? He's the perfect person to give advice because he was that piece of shit that he's talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, what better way to speak about something than from experience?
Exactly.
So, to the people that criticize him, okay, he said he wasn't a great person in the past. He acknowledged it, and he apologized for it. What more do you want this guy to do? He's actually trying to make a change. What are you doing? Just spewing hate on the internet. He's actually doing something with his life to make a better positive influence. What better way to say I'm sorry than that?
Right.
And that's the kind of impact that I want to possibly make one day myself.
Yeah.
You know, I want somebody, they can look at me and be like, well, he was an asshole in the past. Yeah? Okay, great. But what am I doing now? Am I that person now? No, I'm not. So, I mean, yeah, you can sit there and judge me on the past, and I can sit there and judge you on your past. But why? Let's talk about now. All right.
Let's talk about now. Let's talk about moving forward.
Now, it's a little different if you were a murderer or a sex offender or a child molester.
Of course.
You know.
There are some things.
There are just some things in this world that's not forgivable. Yeah. And that's some things that you just can't look past. I'm sorry. Murder kind of depends on the situation. If it was self-defense, we can maybe look past that. Like if you're trying to protect your child or your family, that's probably the only exception in that. But, all right, so you were an alcoholic drug addict. All right, now you're in the gym. You've got a 9 to 5. You're taking care of your family. You're a great man. Why am I going to judge you for you being an alcoholic or drug addict, like on the side of the road? Yeah, like I seen you at your lowest, but now I'm seeing you at your best. Why can't we celebrate that win?
Right.
And that's what I want to focus on. And that's in making it full circle. That's focusing on the positive aspects in life. It's like having a positive mentality. Mm-hmm. PMA, positive mentality. That's what I think we should all be focusing on, is some positive things in life and not so much the negative. Because,
Right.
there's a lot of things to be grateful for. And unfortunately, I was ungrateful for the longest time.
Right.
I'm not anymore. Like, I've got you, I've got the house, I've got dogs, I've got great friends.
Lots of dogs.
Lots of dogs. Too fucking many. So if you hear them in the podcast, sorry.
Apologies.
Yeah, there's 5
We
of
have
them.
a zoo.
Yeah, we have a fucking kennel here. But I say great family because my friends are my family. They're the family you get to choose.
Exactly.
And I love every one of them. But there's so much to be grateful for. Like even if at your lowest lows, me personally, when I was at my lowest low, I knew I was at my lowest low. So I feel there's somebody out there that might be at their lowest low. And I promise you, if you know that, there's only one way to go up. And you can go up from there. Mm-hmm. You just gotta, like, what is it? They say that a life's journey of 10,000 steps starts with 1.
Yeah.
So you're taking 1 step forward to get out of this dark place.
Yeah.
That's still 1 step forward. All right. A lot of people say, well, I took 5 steps and 3 steps back. You're still 2 steps forward. Mm-hmm. But we're not focusing on those 2 steps. You're focusing on the 3 that you took backwards. Why can't you focus on the 2 successes that you did have and the fact that you still made progress? Mm-hmm. That's the problem. We don't. I'm guilty of it. I know you're guilty of it.
Absolutely.
I think the world's guilty of it. But I know now these days, like, I'm aware of that. So
once you're aware of it, it's something that you can actually work on.
Yeah. And it's okay to focus on the fact that you took 3 steps back. That way you can fix it so you don't take those 3 steps back again. But focus on the success you had with those 2 steps. Because,
how can I replicate that?
Yeah, exactly. Because next time, like, you're taking 8 steps forward and no steps back. Mm-hmm. Because you fixed the other 3 and you added more to it because of what you did accomplish with the 2. So you're making more progress. Mm-hmm. So you're moving forward. And even if you take 8 forward and 1 back, that's still 7 forward. Mm-hmm. That's still major progress. But unfortunately, we focus on that 1. Like, say you have somebody that's training their ass off for a weightlifting competition. They make it all the way to the competition, but they come in second. You don't look in all the successful hours you had, all the successful lifts you had, the fact that you beat 2 other people. We have this mentality, if you're not number 1, then you've lost. Okay, yeah, you lost, but now you know what to do better.
Mm-hmm. Now you know where to improve.
But look at all the steps that you took to get there and how much progress you made. Mm-hmm. Like, before you started the competition, were you worse or better now that you've went forward with the competition?
Right. Look at where you started. Look at where you are now.
Exactly. And if you're better and you still came in second, you've still bettered yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're still a better version than yourself you were 6 months ago.
Right.
You came in second, okay, but look at all the success you made in 6 months. And some people, you have to like get in pre-qualifying. Like you have to beat other people just to pre-qualify in some competitions. And you beat those people. You're better than those people.
Right.
But we're not focused on that. We're focused on the fact that we didn't get number one. And to any parents out there, I'm not saying, you know, what do you call those things? Like, you know, participation trophy.
Participation trophy, yeah.
No, I'm not saying participation trophies is the key. I'm saying tell your kids it's okay that you came in second. Not everybody needs a participation trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, tell them it's okay they came in second. And work with them next time through the process, because you helping them might have been like the only thing they needed was just a little bit more motivation. And then they're number one.
Yeah.
Or your friends. If you have a friend, you know, help build them up. Be like, you know, it's okay. You got number two. You know, you can't win them all. You can't. The greatest fall. Nobody stays great forever. Period.
Yeah.
Like.
And if everybody gets number one, there's no real number one.
Right. Exactly. I mean, if everybody's identical,
there's nothing to work for. Towards.
Yeah.
There's.
And it's okay. You know, like Ali wasn't the champion forever.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Tyson wasn't the champion forever. The same football team never wins the same Super Bowl. It's
right.
different ones all the time. Some people's won more than others, and some people's only gotten to the dance. You know, they've never even won it. But it's okay though, because you know the Cowboys aren't going to ever win all the time.
Cowboys aren't ever gonna win all the
yeah,
time.
Exactly. No, if you're a Cowboys fan, it's okay. I feel sorry for you. No, I'm kidding. But you know, but seriously though, you know, being an MMA fan, you know, the title can be exchanged at the drop of a dime.
Yeah.
It's just who is better that night, and that's why mixed martial arts is to me the greatest sport. Anybody can win any given Sunday. It depends on, you know, who came in, you know, with more effort and more skills. But that person that loses the title, it's all right. You can always bounce back. It should be no fear in failing, as long as you learn. But you got to be positive in that aspect to keep moving forward. Got to keep moving forward.
That's right.
You've got to, you know, grin and bear it. You came in second. All right. You came in second. Great. Well, tomorrow I'm going to start working for first. And then when you look back and you get first, you can be even more proud of yourself. But just remember, now that you have first, there's only one way to go, backwards. And that's okay.
And if you got second and you lived in that failure, then you're never going to be first. You have to keep pushing forward.
Exactly. That second place will consume your life to the point where you might even give up. You'll figure, fuck it. What is the point? I'm not good enough. But you are.
You are. That's right.
So, I don't know. That's just a little off my chest. Anything else you want to put in?
I don't think so. I think we've kind of covered pretty much what we're going to talk about, what this podcast is about, where our hearts are at.
Yeah. I know we don't really have any fans out there, but if there's anybody that ever listens to this and wants to get in touch with us, by all means, get in touch with us. We're always open to suggestions. We're always open to stories. We're willing to talk to anybody about anything. And if we can ever help anybody, great.
Yeah, reach out.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to be here for. I want to help somebody be great. I'm not worried about it myself. I want to see somebody else shine, because
let's empower other people.
Yeah, exactly.
To find their strength. That's right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. So, we want to thank you for listening to the introduction episode of P to P, Pete to Pete. No, Perseverance to Prevail podcast. I'm James.
I'm Leanna.
Be good, be safe, be the best version of you.